Oh, yeah. I did some.
Jim County Commissioners Court for today, April 25th, 2025, 9:06. Now,
Recording in progress.
we'll go on to agenda item number 3, public testimony. Is there anybody out in the public that would like to address the court at this time?
Judge, if I may, I made a call the other day to the county attorney, Mr. Guerra. We have they're working on that bridge on 440, and they pulled a bunch of dirt out, and they donated it to me. I have it all set up by ranch, and I in turn turned around, talked to the city. The city needs it, they want it, so I told them they could have it. So I just want to let the court know that we're gonna go in there and pull it out. There's no money being exchanged, it's free. And we're gonna haul it, they need it at the landfill, so I just wanna make that known that we're gonna do it. If I need to bring it to Commissioner's Court, I will, but according to Mr. Guerra, it was just make it available, notice, and that was it. On that soil, there, yeah.
That they're excavating?
Yes, sir. There's no money being exchanged, it's free.
There was
Yeah.
no money going back.
No exchanges. Anybody else like to address the court at this time? Hearing none. Are we online now? Are we good? Agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take action on setting up a workshop and date for commissioners and county judge to discuss funding for improving surface quality of existing roads.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, Judge, I put this item on the agenda due to the fact that what we got budgeted for road and bridge improvements on our budget is minimal. It's maybe like a drop in the bucket, $78,000 to improve about 100 miles of road, which I know we can't improve that many miles, but I'd like to have discussion and a budget or Commissioners Court and see how we can increase the budgeted amounts to even make an impact on the roads that we have at this moment. We can't attract businesses, residents to the county if we have the roads under these conditions. So that's one of the main concerns that, at least in my precinct, that they address to me on a daily basis. So we need to sit down and actually think about what we need to do, how we gonna get to that point to increase funding, to make an impact, and to benefit not only Precinct 1, but JWC County. It's far too long that streets have been neglected. I don't see why a certain amount of a whole fund can be set aside for improvements. You know, I know that the tax collection and sales tax vary from year to year, month to month, but during those good times when you had a lot of income or tax revenue from oil field companies, or when the business was better, nothing happened back then. It hasn't happened till now. So we can't keep making excuses no more. We need to be proactive as far as these roads are, I mean, concerned, because we represent the people. The people elected us to be here to make improvements to our precincts. And that's what I'm here for, and I'm gonna do the best I can, and I'm gonna work together with the Commissioners Court, see how we can get to that point. That's all I got.
Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Aguilar, Judge. We're elected by the community, by the people here, and to do our job as county commissioners. Our sole responsibility, and main responsibility would be fixing these roads. And for so many years, they've been neglected. And I firmly believe that we need to sit down, have a workshop, all of us, like grown adults, and come up with a solution to try to figure out what's the best way to fund this, where to get the funding from. Just put our heads together to try to create a better service for these people on these roads. You know, I know, Judge, you went out there to Austin, the sheriff went out there to Austin, testify, and you guys asked me, we talked about it, and I said, and one of the main things is you guys aren't able to pursue people because the roads are so bad, you know, and they're damaging all these vehicles. We get constantly bombarded by people saying, when are you gonna fix our roads? And we go through it every day. It's firmly believe I'm one of the only commissioners that's fully equipped to fix all the roads from the bottom up. And, but certainly we should get together, work something out, and all of us put together. I'm not concerned about just my precinct, concerned about everybody's precinct. We represent JWC County. So I firmly believe that we should sit down and discuss it and come up with a solution, different idea. If we have to contact people from the outside and have them discuss to us what they do different that we're doing, I like to hear that. And I know we go to conferences, and I talk to people when we start networking with them, and there's a lot of ideas we can come across and we can discuss and try to make some improvements. We did 29.2 miles last year, and it almost seems like it's a lot, but it's not enough when you represent almost 200 miles. And we all have the same problem. We all have the same problem. We just got to work together and come up with a solution to try to be able to make a difference. I know we start discussing trying to attract new businesses to come in here. The sheriff's department is trying to do their best to fight the crime. The school districts are doing their part to try to improve the education. I think it's time for us to start making a difference in improving these roads to be able to attract some businesses in here. So I support that, and I think we should be able to sit down together and discuss it, come up with a solution.
Anybody else?
And one more thing, and the worst thing to do is to do nothing. You know, that's why we need to step it up, get together, and get something done. No, I know we can. Thank you.
I agree. We should have a budget hearing. We are going to budget hearings probably the end of July, August, when we could make that difference. I'm ready and willing to listen to any ideas that y'all can bring from other counties that are different and progressive. And because from my knowledge right now, the only way we're gonna do this is if we break money from the general fund or we create money during budget. And I'm with you firmly. We wanna fix the roads 110%. We wanna do that for our people. And I don't necessarily agree with you guys that they've been totally neglected all this time, because we have commissioners that have been here a long time and that have done their due diligence too. And the issue is, for you guys, and I understand completely, you guys budget. You know, I testified a couple of Mondays ago, and I let our House committee over there know that, and it was our Board of Security, that how much y'all's budget is and what it takes and what you all have to cover each year. And it's like you said, it's a drop in the bucket. I totally agree. And the only way we can do that is pour money into it. But we also have to realize that in every budget that we go through, everybody comes and asks for money. And fact of the matter is, if we want to start pouring money in there, we have to tighten up. And the tightening up is when people come in front of us, and we need to be serious and firm with everybody, because if this is what we want to do and we want to focus on that, then that's what it is. But we have to make sure that you guys, we're all on the same page and that y'all are firm when people come and ask for money. The sheriff came and asked for money, a couple of weeks ago. And we said that we weren't in tune and totally agreeable into dipping in our fund balance right now. And the reason I say that we're coming into the budget hearings at the end of July and August, because that's when we can make a difference. If we do it now, we don't know what our no new revenue tax rate is, where we're going to be at with those things that can actually create some money. We have $10.7 million in the general fund right now. That doesn't mean that we can play with that money. We have $6 million in our investment pool. We have 4.7 floating around. So we have issues at the jail that need to be addressed. Like I say, I'm a firm believer that we need the best jails. I firmly believe that we need the best roads, but I also know that we have budgets. And when we have budgets that aren't the greatest, $10.7 million sounds like a lot of money. Right now, through my calculations, that's 5.9 months of operating expenses. My goal was to reach 6 months of operating expenses, and then above that, we create these funds. All for roads. I have no problem with it at all. But we cannot continue to dip in the general fund without putting money back into it. If there's a mechanism how we can take money from and put it back, that's what I try to do. If we use any money, we're trying to put it back in there. We bought the building. We used $400,000 of ARPA and $900 on the general fund. We already got $500,000 back with our investment pool, and we're working on getting the other part of it to pay that off. So I'm trying, whatever we're taking, we're trying to put back. Once we pull for roads, we lose that money, and that doesn't mean I'm against it. I'm just letting everybody know that we can't necessarily go below some things, because right now, with the climate that our world is in right now, we got to be very careful what we do. And like I'm saying, I'm for it 110%. The best time to have this workshop, in my best recommendation, is in July and August. And it's probably going to be later in August when we find out what our tax rates are going to be. Then we can really see where we're at and what we can set aside. I'm not at all against this. I'm willing to set 4 line items for R&B transfers, precinct 1, 2, and 3, and we put money in there. The money that y'all need, I know it's astronomical. I know that, and we know that. But we also got to take care of what we have in there now, because we don't know where our world's going through. And you can do whatever you want right now. I'm just telling you the truth. And most of the time, the person that comes and tells you the truth is the one that gets persecuted. And I'm not here to get persecuted. I'm here to tell the people that are watching, the people out there, what it is. And this is what it is. And yes, we vote. And if we vote to do it, we vote to do it. I have no problem with it. We live to come back another day. And right now, we're also in the legislature. We're also trying to fight for more money of the tech stop money for it. But y'all get that money. We split it in 4, and it doesn't do too much for you guys. And it's heartbreaking, man. It's heart wrenching. And we're not the only ones fighting for this. We're all fighting for it. And I'm not here to say what I'm saying now to go against you or to go against all 4 of you guys. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here telling you that this is what it is. And if we decide to, we decide to. I mean, I understand completely.
Yeah, let me say something. When you said that you lose, if you pull money out of the general fund, you lose it. You don't lose it. You invest it in the
No, no,
community.
yes, no, I understand that. That's not what I meant.
And
That's
I
not
well,
what
I
I meant.
understand. I'm just kind of putting that out there. Also, we can't live by, we don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now, 9 months. If we have that mentality, we're never going to do nothing.
I
We
understand.
have to take the approach that everything's going to be okay. We just can't live by that rule. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. For all we know, somebody might die tomorrow, or I don't know, but we need to be proactive moving forward. We cannot just, we don't know what's going to
understand
happen next year, or
completely.
the tax rate's going to be. We can't, yes, the money comes in every year. We'll tighten up the budget that every department has, and we'll find the money. But money does not get lost, it gets invested in the community. And what better way to put that money than invested in the community?
I agree with you. Like I said, I agree with you
Just,
hundred and ten
like I said, I
percent.
just want to make those statements.
I agree with you 110%. But me and Mr. Garcia were here in 2016 when we had to make all those cuts. And believe me, you don't want to be in that position that we were in. The position was hellacious. We had to cut $3.8 million out of the budget. We had to raise taxes. We had to do all these things. You all weren't here for that. So y'all don't get that same feeling that we get when we see our fund balance coming down. And like I said, the rule of thumb is 3 months of operating expenses. I'd rather have 6. If we choose not to, it is what it is. But our taxpayers need to know that we're not going to take chances and gamble to raise their taxes more. And that's the way I feel. And like I said, we vote here. I'm here to protect our people from what could happen if we go below. And we were there. We were there in 2016, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. I mean, I'm talking about 6 months of losing sleep every night, trying to figure this thing out. Cindy was here. Mr. Guerra was here. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all.
Judge, if I may, first of all, that was something you inherited. It wasn't something you created or anybody here. It's something you inherited, and you guys repaired it fine. And I said it back in the days of the COVID. If we learned anything from COVID, was that this building could operate with half the people that worked in here because they weren't here. So the other thing is, we're out there in the streets. We're repairing these roads. People stop. They don't want to hear an excuse. I don't have money. I don't have it. Just fix the road. That's all they want to know. That's their money. They've entrusted us to protect their interest and their tax dollars, and we're doing that. They don't want to hear there's no money. They want to hear fix the road. That's all they want to know. And we're over here struggling to pull here and there different ways, and we did 29.2 miles. And we haven't put a number to anything here. So before anybody goes out there and say, whoa, where are you gonna get the money from? All we're saying is we want to discuss this before the budget comes about, so we can be prepared to say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, let's set up the budget this way. Now we're ready, way ahead of time. Nobody's put a number to this, and nobody's saying that we want $2 million. Nobody's saying we want 500,000. We're saying we want to do it a different way because it's not working. For the last 25, I said it when I first came in here, whatever you guys did, throw it out the window. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. How can we have done as much as we've done already? We could do a lot more if we all work together, set up a game plan, and move forward. There's enough with the excuses, enough with this no more money, enough with going other areas to invest or waste money, however anybody wants to look at it. To me, this is an investment that we got to put back into these roads. And I'll say it again, if the sheriff is requesting for information for two deputies or law enforcement to come in here to fight a certain area, okay, great, he's doing his part. The school districts are doing their part. Let's us do our part. Let's fix these roads. How are we gonna attract people to come in here? It's an investment. We're not saying we're gonna do it every year. We're saying, well, let's do a certain area so much. We have a game plan, we'll put it together, do so much roads, at least we can show we did something. I'm not here fighting for precinct 4, I'm here fighting for the whole county, not just my area.
Do,
And it's just a different
you'll have a
game
date?
plan that way to come. That's what we're discussing here.
You have a
Let's just discuss it.
recommendation for a date?
Well, if we can, a month from now, we get some, that way we can collect some data and some paper reports, and we'll present that when we get together, and then we'll come up with something. And this funding will be earmarked for road improvements only. If you don't use it, you return it back, you will return it to the fund. So best advice is, if you get additional funding, is improve your roads, make an impact.
Maybe we should get a committee together for waste in the county, and then we could get the money from that, because we all know that there's waste everywhere.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about. It's just to be open, everybody sit together and get different ideas. What can we come up? We don't come up with anything, we don't come up with anything. At least we need to sit down and discuss it. Let the people know we got together, we did this. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Fine. If there is something we can do about it, let's do it.
How about, let's see. How about June 10th?
It'll work for me.
June 10th, good for everybody?
Monday?
Yes, it's a Monday. Well, it's a meeting already, but we can have commission. Huh? I mean, June 9th, and that's Commissioners Court. We can have Commissioners Court in the morning and then have the workshop in the afternoon, or continue it with the workshop.
On June 9th,
Yes.
unless y'all gonna bring me cups and cupcakes and cookies, that's my birthday, Judge, I'd rather not do it.
Well, what a better way to celebrate with a budget talk.
I'm open for anything, it's fine.
June 9th?
Yes, so it'll be June 9th. It'll be a regular Commissioners Court meeting, and then we will recess if we need to for lunch or whatever, and then we'll come back and we'll do the workshop. And I'll look around for anything. Yes, sir.
We don't have to be here.
You're right, I'm just letting you know, you might have to use the, or if that's available, we can go up there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. No
Like
problem.
that.
Yeah, and I know, Weicho, you and I have talked about San Patricio County. We can make that appointment. We can go over there and talk to them, and I'm all for it.
And I would advise everybody in here, get their ideas, put them together, and talk to different people, bring it up, and we'll discuss it, and see what we can come up with.
See, the only thing for me with San Patricio County, because I get with Lily, and there's like, she had like 13 million in her budget. So you can't, I think we have to get with counties that are apples and
Yeah, yeah,
apples. You know, because, I mean, they got lots of money and they got lots of equipment.
That's
and
not
they
an
got-
equipment.
the
Claiborne
concept-
County is one county that you could consider, they've called me and asked me, they want to come see what we're doing. Well, I want to see what they're doing, because you go to their roads and they're not that bad, they do a lot of the work themselves.
A lot.
So-
But they got a lot of money. They do it with nothing but limestone, lots of it.
San Pat?
Yeah. She was in for 4 years. I was always talking to her about, what they do. I go over there, I watch, and, but I mean, there's
Well, let's-
money, a lot of money.
Well, let's get this information, let's get it compiled. And in all actuality, this meeting can be a first one of 2 or 3 before. Like I said, I'm not against any of this. I just want to make sure that the county's good. The amount of money, I guess we can figure it out once we gather the concept. of what we're trying to do. And, this can be the beginning of us being able to put money in there, you know, every year.
I like that.
And, we can go from there.
That'll work.
All right.
Thank you.
So, do I hear a motion I make a motion that we have a meeting on June 9th, workshop included in the agenda for that date and time, 9 o'clock on March 9th. I think that on June 9th. I think I covered it all. I'll make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second,
I have a motion. I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and possibly take action to enter into an agreement between Louis O. Smith, trustee, and Carol Mangold, trustee, leaser, and Jim Wells County leasee. The lease shall be for a term of 2 years, commencing May 1st, 2025, and ending April 31st, 2027 for Caliche.
Judge, we put this item on the agenda. It's going to be the same contract that precinct 1 is doing. It's in the same caliche pit. We went and met with a gentleman 2 days ago, and we agreed on it. So we're just putting this item on the agenda so we can get it approved, so we can start hauling caliche from a closer area here in Jim Wells County.
Do we have a contract with them right now?
Precinct 1 has one with them right now. We're going into it. He will not allow us to get, he wants independent.
Individual contracts
Yes, sir.
between
Not
precincts?
just anybody can go in there.
Okay. All right. I'll make a motion. I second.
motion to approve.
I second. I have a motion. I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take action to open seal bids for the request for proposals on tips for new phony communications systems and maintenance of all county phony communication systems and broadband internet services. Okay, so. I don't have a knife, please. Oh, they seal this one good. Next. Over there, please. This first one is from Artcom Communications. They have offices in San Antonio, Fort Worth, Conroe, and McAllen. Okay, so this quote. I see two quotes here in this packet. The first one is for Soma Phone System Solutions, one-time cost, and it has several items listed totaling $72,058.60.
Will this go to a reviewing committee?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we just do that?
I think I have to read out the
Okay.
the terms on each one, at least the amounts. The second one is an additional $3,519.04. This one is from Bested Networks. It's from Dallas, Texas, Lake Dallas, Texas. I see one. Only one, and it's $5,782.
Robert. Is the meeting on YouTube?
It's not live? We violating anything there, Mike? No.
Optional, yeah, was there a reason it was not live?
Okay, so this is the only quote that I see, it's $5,782. I'm not sure that is correct or not, but
What is this, Judge?
that's mine. This is from J&L Global. And this just says option one. And I see an authorization to quote, and the total price is $154,785. $154,785. That's option one.
Huge differences, huh?
Yes, I'm not sure everything was conveyed properly of what needed to be done. Okay, that's all I see for option one. Option two. In the future, we're gonna have to ask them to put the quote on top. Authority to quote option two, 54,000 installation, $3,742.50 per month. And I don't see any other authorization to quote. So option two, $54,000 installation and $3,742.50 per month. We will turn these over to the committee. And if there, this is probably a little complicated. I don't know if you'll need any assistance from anybody.
Judge, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
That committee, wasn't somebody in there that retired?
Okay.
Like who?
Arnold? Miss Nora was in it, right? Or no? When she was in the committee?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Laura, Stella,
Okay, so wanna make a motion to turn it over and add Arnold to that?
That's not at the item on the agenda?
Yeah, we can't.
You can.
It's not, that's not on the agenda.
How many members are in it right now?
I mean, I can ask them if they can continue for this now.
I mean, I don't have a problem with them continuing, it's just, there'll be what, 3?
Right, well, 3 and then he appointed somebody that's.
We just go with,
Knowledgeable on it?
just go with the
You fine
3.
with that?
Just go with the 3 that's left.
That's all we can do right now until you have a.
And then we put that on the agenda next time to put somebody else in there.
As a committee person, I ask
I-
I think you can ask whoever you want to sit in to offer expertise.
That's what we're
They
asking.
won't have a vote unless they're officially appointed.
that's basically.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's good.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the bids to the committee with the existing committee members and allowing the members to get advice from Arnold.
Yes. That's in this.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize Reyes Camilla, Jim Wells County Constable Precinct 6, and Jim Wells County Judge Pedro P. Trevino Jr. to execute all necessary documents required to enter into an interlocal agreement between Jim Wells County Constable Precinct 6 and the following agencies: Freer Police Department, Alice Police Department, Brooks County Sheriff's Department, and the Claiborne County Sheriff's Department.
Judge Commissioners, Constable Escamilla, brought this and, we drew up this, agreement in conjunction with, the Freer Police Department is the one that actually, initiated this. We got Chief Lotus here from the Freer Police Department. On their side, they have already approved the agreement. We need commissioners' approval, and signatures to put that one in place. In addition, Constable Escamilla is looking to do the same thing with Brooks County, Claiborne County, and the city of Dallas. And this just gives him authority to work joint operations. And if there are any money seizures, then there'll be there's no set formula. It's just gonna be an equitable distribution based on participation. So I'll just give you a little background and Constable can take it from there.
I want to thank you all for accepting my order. Thank you, Michael, for preparing it. First of all, I want to thank Chief Flores because he's the one that loaned me out a dash cam for my unit. It's a $15,000 system. Thank you, Chief, for your police department.
Name.
Oh, my name's Constable Reyes Camilla, Precinct 6. And the reason for this interlocal agreements is working with state, local, federal agencies to be able to have access in the 77-281 and 5916. My goal is eventually to have some money seizures in there and to be able to hire a deputy constable, pay him out of the forfeiture since the budget, unbudgeted. But that's what I'm here for, and appreciate y'all's time.
I have a question.
Make a motion to approve.
I have a question. This is interlocal agreement for drug seizures or monies, right?
Yes, sir, any
Not
contraband
for,
in the
not for
highways.
any speeding tickets, stuff like that?
Well, we could go work in their operations, we could add
So
that
you're,
on
you're gonna be allowed to be able to give speeding tickets in another
under
county?
their authority.
Under their authority, okay. Just wanna make sure, because we have that one right now going on in Fremont where they're giving, the city of Fremont is giving tickets in the outside of the city limits, and those tickets are going to the city instead of the county. So we're losing that money. And
Well,
it-
I thought they had already fixed that. That was a software problem with No Country, the software that the JP was using over there. And it didn't give the Fremont PD the option, because they were using ticket writers. They didn't have the option to send it to the county, which would come to, in that case, to Judge Johnson. So they were sending them, even if they were writing them outside the city limits, they were sending them to the municipal judge.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you're correct, we were losing money. I understand that they was, at least they were supposed to work that glitch out by calling the software vendor and allowing the ticket writer to have an option. So that if it's a Fremont PD officer issuing a citation, and then they're outside the city limits, then they would send it to Judge Johnson. And we would get that revenue.
Okay, all right, we'll follow,
If
let's
that
follow
hasn't
up on
been
that.
done, I guess we need to check with
We'll follow up.
with Judge Johnson, but my understanding was Hill Country was gonna make that adjustment for them.
We'll follow up on that.
Motion, I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
Yes, okay, will, other constables in their jurisdictions, will they receive part of the distribution or not?
It's like Michael stated earlier, if they participate in, a participation means not just because they were there, assist on searching the car, further on.
So they gotta participate, as far as, like if you,
Does each,
if you seize it over here on precinct 1, for example, you know, it's not your precinct, it's theirs.
I'm gonna call them and notify,
Okay,
I'm here,
okay.
you know, I need help.
Okay.
Well, we know that we've discussed the matters.
Because they're not mentioned on the,
It just says, I think constables, Jim Wells County.
No, this is an agreement.
this is between you
Okay, I thought,
and their
okay.
office.
Okay, no problem.
Now, as a constable, you have countywide jurisdiction.
Yes, sir.
So you can make a stop everywhere. Now, if you wanna cut in, if it was in Albert's precinct or Gerald's, and you want to cut them in, that's up to you, but the forfeiture, as I understand, would go to the agency making.
Yes, yeah, yes, Sylvia.
Same with them. If Gerald wants to come and make a stop in their mold and find some money, he doesn't have to cut you in. We do have take that back. We do have an old agreement, and Sheriff, with all the constables, that predates you coming into office. Constable Guajardo had signed that.
That was with Bueno, sir.
Yes, and I think that has never been rescinded. It probably still is in effect. So that would probably govern the division of the monies, if there ever was a seizure like that.
We've talked about it, all the constables, we all agree, same page, so it's not a problem.
Well, but that's not in this agreement.
Yeah, this agreement only gives you authority to go into
We'll
their,
amend it after,
This
another
is
day.
just between you and the other outside.
Yeah.
If it happens here in Jim Wells, then I think that old agreement would still govern it until it's rescinded or changed. Now, if it happens within the city of Alice, we've got a
Alice
separate
Police.
contract, and that's a different, that's gonna have a different rule there. Because if it's within the city limits, assuming that the city of Alice signs off on the proposal that you're sending, then you would have a different, that would be governed by that agreement. We're talking about 4 different agreements: Freer, City of Alice, Clayburgh, and Brooks. And now, if it happens anywhere outside the city of Alice, in Jim Wells County, then I think we go back to that old agreement. And you know, because it was like one of those that automatically renewed until one side or the other gave notice that they wanted to withdraw.
okay, so, Freer has already signed this,
Yes, the
So-
council met this week.
so I wait to get that one, to sign that one, right?
Yes.
Because you see,
Sign it
or you
now.
can sign it here. Let me see, who do we need? The mayor also.
Well, see, you can take you can sign, you and Ray can sign this one, and they can sign a different one. You just have 2 different signature sheets, but they're all 4 signatures. The key is to put a date there, because the agreement becomes effective on the latest date that it was signed. So if they've already signed, then April 25th will become the effective date.
Okay, for 25th. So I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much. Appreciate y'all on there for you, man.
I hate to go into so much detail, but it's all good at the, on the front end until they make a money seizure and then.
And then it becomes a problem, you know.
Then, how do you divvy it up?
This way. There's gonna be several signatures here. You get them now. This way. Two of them right there. Did I do this in the right? Make sure. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, it's on there. Up there.
Has to be signed by them.
Yeah, this side.
Got it? JC. Okay. Did I take a vote already on that one, or no? No?
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I hadn't wrote it down yet. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action to approve county treasurer's report and other monthly reports.
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action to approve auditor's monthly report.
Yes, Judge. This one? Okay. Okay, so we'll start with the sales tax report. You'll see a total collected through March is $841,292.40 between general fund and the distribution between the RMBs is the total we collected, which puts us at exactly 25% collection compared to the budgeted amount. So we're actually right on target where we're supposed to be at this time from what we did budget. So that's nice to see. If you look at the second page, it'll give you comparisons between last month and this month, and then last year versus this year between, if you'll see Jim Wells County is the very first one, taxing entity. We did receive less this month versus last month. So February was a really good month, actually throughout the 4 different entities. You'll see the percentages really took a little hit between February and March, but that's okay because we're still on track. It's just February was just a good month for everybody, and you'll see that trend. If you go over to the right, you'll see the comparisons from 2024 to 2025. So you'll see everybody's still in the positive compared to last year. So just because one month to another was a little bit of a dip, overall, year to year, we're still ahead of what we had collected last year.
City
very
of Alice
last-
dipped by 200,000?
Who?
The City of Alice?
Yeah,
By
that's
200,000?
200,000 less than last year, last month, yes. So, yeah, you'll kind of see, they took it was a 30% loss for month versus last month. That was kind of, all the entities were a lot lower.
That is a lot. For all of us.
And you'll see at the very last page just has the totals. So you'll see we're still, compared to last year, we've collected $26,000 more than last year. So we're pretty much the same as last year as far as the sales tax is concerned. The next report is just the auditor's report. So this is going to be our report in regards to all the revenues collected versus the expenditures, of course, basing that off against our budgeted amounts. You'll see in revenues, general funds at 72% collection, road and bridges are at 68%. If you add all the funds in, we're at a total of 71%. So obviously that's high with the first quarter, but that's always only because the bulk of our ad valorem tax is collected in the first quarter. So that's a high. It'll even out towards the year progresses. The next couple of pages are going to be your expenditures. It'll be by department versus what they have in the budget. Of course, first quarter, our target is to be at 25%.
There's a couple that are a little higher, so we've either identified with that particular department, or we know the reason why. Sometimes they have heavier expenses early on in the year that'll skew that high percentage. But in total, all the departments in general fund are at 26%. The road and bridges are at 17% expenditures. Once you add in all the departments on the expenditure side, we're at a total of 26%. Our target is to be at 25, so we're 1% over our budgeted amount. And that is it, Judge.
We should start leveling off in June, right, somewhere around there.
What's that?
We should start leveling off, coming into a positive variance.
Hopefully.
Any questions? I'll make a motion we approve. And item number 10 as stated.
Second?
I have a motion, have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor with the exemption of 52, 53, and 54.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second?
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all very much for coming, attending our commissioner's court.